Welcome to Bloomers in the Garden. I'm Len Schroeder.
And I'm Julio Zamora.
Doreen of Philadelphia reached out to us and sent us some photos of her geranium. She took them, and it's outdoors now. December 9th. It looks so good. It could have been June 9th. Julio and I will be explaining why it looks so great in our first segment.
Debbie Mueller sent us an emergency request. Yes, she did. Her neighbor pulled out a holly and brought it to the curb. Debbie wanted to install it in her own yard. She asked how and if it was worth the bother. Hear all about it in our second segment.
You go, Debbie.
Yes.
Keep looking for them trash picking. In our third segment, we're going to discuss the birds. Our feathered friends need special care during the winter, and we're going to tell you the best way to feed the wild birds.
This Thursday, December 21st, marks the winter solstice. It is the longest night of the year. Len and I will explain what that means and why it is significant to you in our fourth segment.
Santa may come only once a year, but these great gift ideas will be getting you praise all year long. Listen to our Gifts for Gardeners suggestions in our final segment.
So stay tuned, and we'll be right back in the garden right after these messages. Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Fertilome's Triple Action contains 70% neem oil and 0.25% pyrethrins as a concentrate and ready to spray. It is an insecticide, fungicide, and miticide labeled to use on vegetables, fruits, nuts, herbs, spices, and ornamentals. This organic OMRI-listed product controls a wide variety of insect pests and diseases, including aphids, scale, spider mites, whiteflies, rust, leaf spot, and powdery mildew. This insecticide is an all-in-one bottle that will cure just about any problem you may run into throughout the year. Fertilome's Triple Action has been helping gardeners across the country for years. Best to apply in late evening and early morning hours. Mix 1 ounce, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons in a gallon of water. The best part is Triple Action may be used up to the day of harvest. So the next time you are visiting your favorite garden center, ask for Fertilome's Triple Action and expect to have the best-looking plants in the neighborhood.
You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or see and hear us by subscribing to Bloomers YouTube channel. Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley every Saturday. First, wake up with us at 6 a.m. on WNWR The Word at 95.3 FM and 1540 AM. Tune in at 8 a.m. to Bloomers in the Garden Radio on Talk 860 WWDB. A rebroadcast of Bloomers in the Garden Radio is played each Saturday evening at 5 p.m. on The Word 95.3 FM and 1540 AM. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard throughout the New York Tri-State Area on Classic Oldies 1250 AM WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden. Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Debbie Mueller of West Caldwell, New Jersey, wants to adopt a stray.
Yeah, right.
Here's what she sent us.
Hi, Len. I passed a neighbor's house today and see they have a good-sized holly bush out for the trash. I took some clippings for decorating my home for the holidays. I am wondering if this bush can be saved. Is it worth my picking up and bringing home? Thank you so much for your quick response. I believe the trash is picked up tomorrow. Sincerely, Debbie Muller, West Caldwell.
Yeah, Debbie, you got a quick turnaround, and the answer is yes. But there's a few things. Does it have a lot of roots? If the roots are left on it, then you've got a good shot that'll anchor into your soil. If it's got, like, it's only cut at the roots and there's barely anything there, that's going to be pretty tough. A lot of problems is because it just simply is so dry during the winter that the roots are going to dry out and shrivel up, and it's not going to support the top of the plant. So one thing is make sure that you use a lot of compost when you plant it. And also, we've been preaching this all season, haven't we, Julio? Mm-hmm. Yes, you want to spray it with wilt stop so it holds the moisture in the roots and the stems. And we'll go over how that works. So Julio, you spray the leaves with wilt stop, and that it's chapstick for your plants, and it holds that moisture in so it doesn't evaporate through the leaves. And that's what you want, and that will help it to adapt to its new home. Again, wilt stop, sometimes there's a competing brand called Wilt Proof, and that, again, it's great for all of your shrubs, especially your broadleaves. Make sure you follow the label directions, please, because there are some instances where it is not good for certain plants. Compost. Using bumper crop around it, making sure that you got a good mixture of the soil that you have, that you dig out of the hole, and you mix it with bumper crop. And you want to make sure that that's packed all around the root system. And then there's watering. What about watering, Julio? Should she water it?
Oh, yes, she has to water. Yep. The roots were dry.
Yeah, got to water. And also watering will help settle the soil, and it will eliminate any air pockets around that root so that you're going to, it's going to be basically all tucked in for the winter. But watering isn't just a one and done. You're going to need to water throughout the whole season. So when we get warmer days and that water is not going to turn to ice, you should go out there and give it some more water. And you can't drag a hose out there, so you're going to be using a watering can from inside. So again, make sure that you're watering it throughout the winter, and it will help it for that soil to compact, eliminate air pockets, and it also will keep that moisture in the roots and in the stems where it needs to be. It'll prevent winter burn that sometimes will happen, especially with hollies. I think your chances are good.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
And she already pruned it because she said you were stealing some of the look. I'll be complete. There are some times that people ask to have their landscapes dug out. My son Carl will bring it back and say, this is going in a pot and up for sale because, they may not have wanted, but there's nothing wrong with it and it will root in. And he's absolutely right. What do you think they do at the nurseries? They dig them up, they put them in burlap, or they pot them and field pot them. So you're doing a good thing.
Yeah, she is.
Anybody out there that sees stuff along the curb,
gosh.
Joe, get it.
Yeah,
it's free goods.
It is.
Especially when you think this holly sounds pretty big. Yeah. A 3-gallon holly is probably about $50. So there's $100 sitting at the curb.
Wow.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah,
Go get it. More than likely a blue holly, I'd imagine, but who knows? Maybe it's one of the big Nellie Stevens. Ooh, that'd be nice. They're hundreds of dollars. Yeah. So, in any case, good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
Good luck, Debbie. Admire the enthusiasm and appreciate you getting to us and asking. So I hope that you did it. Give us a
girl.
Yeah, do this. Give us a ring back. Let us know how you made out.
That's great.
All right. We'll be back in the garden right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Are you looking forward to a spring of vibrancy while using the best organically approved growing media for your annuals and vegetables? Coast of Maine's Sprout Island Organic Seed Starter has been created to set a diverse culture ideal for germinating seeds and root cuttings. Created using the best ancient composting techniques and new age mixing devices, Sprout Island Organic Seed Starter gently combines kelp meal, worm casings, mycorrhiza, perlite, and sustainably harvested peat moss, establishing the most desirable setting to enhance new plant growth. Coast of Maine's Sprout Island Organic Seed Starter is available at these local retailers, or visit www.coastofmaine.com to locate one near you.
Pickering Valley Feed and Farm, Exton, PA. Ashcombs Farm and Greenhouses, Mechanicsburg, PA. Sickles, Little Silver, New Jersey. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. It's time to deck the halls. Roping, garland, fresh-cut Christmas trees, all available at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. The greenhouse is a blaze of red poinsettias and other colors from the new whites and the new pinks that we have. Make sure you get your Christmas cactus. That's right, Christmas cactus, get them now. Soon they're going to be all gone. Make sure you come in. All ornaments are buy 3, get the 4th free. It's a great time for even the specialty ornaments like Christopher Radko, Old World, and more. We'll see you in the garden at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Make sure you go to bloomers.com to get our address and our store hours. See you in the garden.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Doreen of Philadelphia first sent us a pic of her perfect geranium in November. Listen to what she said when she sent us a picture and update December 9th.
My geranium, it's still alive and blooming. It's December 9th. Crazy healthy plants from Bloomers.
Oh, yes. We like that.
Aaron, you get the emails, right?
Absolutely.
She texted her email.
She actually responded and posted on our Facebook page.
On her Facebook page.
A couple times.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if that's how a lady from South Philly talks. No, I'm
That's true.
That's Philly. Come on, man.
Hey.
No, absolutely. She has been very
enthusiasm's
good.
right, though.
The enthusiasm. She's definitely been following Bloomers for a while and keeping up and posting with us. And so every time we get an upgrade, it's always great. It's always great to see that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And listen, all you out there that please send us stuff to our Facebook page, Bloomers Facebook page, and that we'd love to see your plants and see what's going on. Again, it's a lot of fun. But how can this geranium that's not hardy have gone through? We had a low, I guess, of in the 20s. Like today, I think we're 25.
25, yeah.
And that we've been 26.
But the frost hasn't been bad.
Well,
And
on my windshield about 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, those defrosters are on, and I'm trying to peek out that little porthole.
Yeah, right. She must have the perfect conditions, man. Like where it's located at in front of the house, or I'm assuming probably next to a walkway entrance.
Well, the picture that she showed is against the brick.
Yep, and we're showing it right now on the YouTube page, just in case you guys are listening. Go ahead and follow us on
It's
YouTube.
against the brick, and that brick heats up all day. So if it's in the sun, it's warming up, and that it gives off that heat at night and protects it from the weather that's around it. Now, geraniums are also pretty tough. You know, they don't get it. They don't get enough love. All the proven winter plants is like, you need a chikunga debunga, or you need a caliber capaca, or a new petunia to get, you need to have a, petunia that's, chartreuse and yellow.
What happened?
How about planting some geraniums this spring? Again, it's not as sexy as a proven winner, but the breeders are making amazing strides in geraniums that are getting overlooked from proven winners in their marketing campaigns. And the improvements aren't necessarily in the flower color, but it's in the leaf color. There's variegations that really, they almost look like coleus. And then there's you think of a hosta where it's a white and green variegation. There's those too. It's pretty amazing. Look for some of the brocade varieties or brocade varieties that are coming out. I know that there's a new one called Fire that is an AAS winner, and it's a great red, and that the leaves behind it are almost an edge of green, chartreuse green, with the center of the leaf is more of like a burgundy color. And this is a geranium we're talking about. I love geraniums. They're easy to care for. The worst thing you can do is overwater them. Ugh, they do not like to be overwatered. I know that I love geraniums. And, it's funny. I was watching when the Phillies were playing in baseball. And it was late. And we had gotten really cold weather that in the outfield, just me, I'm not paying attention to the stupid baseball game. I'm looking at the geraniums in the outfield that they have, and it's all around the outfield. And it was a purplish color, and that, again, it was a hanging style geranium, but they were amazing. They were amazing. I don't know. I was surprised because we had gotten, this is going back, October? When is the World Series these days?
September, October.
Yeah, we had gotten frost, and I was curious to see if they took them down or they did anything with them. They didn't. And just like Doreen, they were standing strong.
Yeah, hardy.
Yeah. Very hard.
Very hardy. That's
very hardy. And that I like them where you use them in a hay, where there's the metal, wrought iron metal containers with the cocoa liner that's inside, and they spill over. And they stay compact. Don't you
have geraniums in the back of your house?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
I got geraniums in the back of my house.
Too.
Yeah, so hey, I know what's good.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
And again, people get things like, oh, I need to get the Calibracoa because it's advertised a lot, or I need to get super petunias, or I need to get wave petunias. I'm like, yeah, they're good plants, but let's step back a little bit and not just fall in love with the shiny new object. Let's go with something that's proven. Geraniums have been around for eons, and that where they just do really well. And even in mixed containers with the new leaf colors, you can do it there. Yeah. We even talked about on the show a few months ago about taking your geraniums and bringing them in the house, keeping them on the cool side. Like if you've got a garage that doesn't freeze, that you can keep them in there and then replant them. You need to get some root to them. If you've got some in pots, you could even maybe get away with that. It's something to try. Like people try to, bring in their bulbs or try to, save plants or their poinsettia.
Correct.
I got a Aaron update
hey, I sent
on
you
the
the picture.
poinsettia.
Hey, it's turning red. I told you, it's starting to bud.
Talk about a tough plant, made it through in February. That's pretty good. But with geraniums, it's something that I know that I like just because they're easy, and if I forget to water them, they don't kill me. They don't say, "All right, I'm turning all brown." That they like it a little bit on the dry side. What about Julio? Tell me, do you have any geranium story?
No, I don't. You know what? I have to get back to them because I had them in the beginning, and for years now I haven't brought them in.
Yeah, I mean the front of your house, they'd be really against the brick, cascading over the brick.
Oh yeah,
the brick wall.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. Yeah. That'd be really
now as far
nice.
as lighting goes. How much light can they take?
Full sun all day.
Full sun all day.
But they also can take a little bit of shade, and what'll happen is that they'll give up some of the flowers that you would get. So less flowers, but the foliage with the new foliage types.
Oh my gosh.
It's all right that they don't
flowers.
Go crazy flowering. A lot of the brocade varieties where the flowers are a little smaller than the standard geranium. So, but they're still nice. And again, flowers all summer. And as you can see, all the way through December 9th. You know,
really.
It's like, how long do the geraniums bloom? You know, somebody will give us that question, and next year I'll be thinking about Doreen. I was like, till December.
And when you look at that picture,
into December.
when you look at that picture, man, she's got a lot of flowers on that.
Oh,
still.
it's perfect.
I know it is.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
And
a ton of flowers.
And I think she got it around midsummer from us.
yeah,
Around midsummer.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, look, those plants, they probably go in bloom maybe early spring.
Oh yeah,
And then they'll last. That's, I mean, man, she's got more than her money's worth there.
Oh yeah. Well, I know. And don't get me off on a tangent because it drives me crazy. It's like, oh, that's $4.99 for a geranium. It's like,
Man.
but it'll flower through December.
Right.
Now we can't guarantee that, but she's got that perfect spot by that
she
brick.
does, yeah.
But I'll tell you what.
That's interesting that you say that the brick would, radiate the heat and kind of push it back towards it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Doreen, you are amazing.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for
That's
sending
it.
that. For
Thank
sure.
you. Yeah, absolutely. And keep up the good work.
Yes.
I mean, it's and you're inspiring your neighbors for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and that I'll tell you, I love hearing that she appreciates the quality of plants that she's getting. And, we'll just say Bloomers is a local independent garden center, and she comes to us, and she's in Philly, and it takes her half hour probably to get to us. Yeah. But it's the difference between buying it at your off the rack in one of the box stores as opposed to somebody that is loving care behind taking care of it so that they can hand it off to you and then continue to make it beautiful and let it grow. All right, great story. Send us on our Facebook, please post your pictures of your plants, and that love to see them. And if you have any that maybe don't look good or whatever, send it right to the hotline by a text. That's 609-685-1880. We'll try to diagnose what's going on, but we can't guarantee your geraniums will look as good as Doreen's through December.
Especially that vinyl.
But again,
Doreen's prayed over those. She went to the good Lord over those geraniums, man. They are hanging in there.
They look
leaning on the everlasting arms. I'm telling you.
We must be getting towards Christmas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Doreen. We appreciate that.
All right,
sure.
we'll be back in the garden right after this.
Are you looking to reach an audience of over 12 million residents in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley, and New York City Tri-State? Then consider becoming a broadcast sponsorship partner for Bloomers in the Garden. Every week on Bloomers in the Garden Radio, your products become associated with the authority in everything lawn, landscape, and garden. For more information on the Bloomers in the Garden Partnership Program, feel free to call the hotline 609-685-1880 or check out the radio tab at bloomers.com.
Dreaming of a gorgeous garden? Give your azaleas, rhododendron, blueberries, and evergreens a powerful boost with the #1 acid-loving plant food, Espoma Organic Hollytone. Hollytone is a perfect blend of natural, long-lasting ingredients that nourish plants for stronger roots, faster growth, and bountiful blooms. Plus, it's easy to use and safe for people, pets, and planet. Visit espoma.com for a retailer near you and helpful gardening tips. Espoma, a natural in the garden since 1929.
If you're like me, then you absolutely love birds. The Bird Sanctuary at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center has you covered. They're dedicated to the care and feeding of wild birds of all sorts. Want to bring more birds to your yard? Then you got to see this place. Bloomers has a huge flock of feeders, birdhouses, birdseed, and much, much more. Want to feed the birds and not the squirrels? They have this absolutely cool bronze bird feeder that will drive those sneaky squirrels nuts. They'll be moving to the next door neighbor in no time. OMG. Bloomers have these absolutely adorable birdhouses that will turn your yard into the perfect bird B&B. They carry all types of wild bird seed, suet, seed cakes, and mealworms. Bloomer stocks Lyric, Coles, CNS, Pine Tree Farms, and much, much more that will keep those beautiful birds coming back for more. Bloomer's Home and Garden Center is located in Washington Township in Gloucester County. For more information and directions, check them out on the web at bloomers.com. Bloomer's Home and Garden Center, you got to see this place.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Natural seed sources are depleting, like berries, for instance, are either eaten or they have been frozen. Mature seed heads, like of, say, your black-eyed Susans and such, they're being gobbled up by anything that can feed off of them. So we need to really take care supplementing the diet of our wild flying pets. They need our help. They need our help. Bird Watchers Digest studies have shown that birds with access to feeders in winter survive at a higher rate than birds without access to feeders. So everybody, we need to do our part. Bird watching is number 2 outdoor activity after gardening.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No.
There you go.
It's pretty high.
It is. So it's not like, I think everybody keeps it quiet because they think it sounds geeky.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like,
You should hear Aaron geek out about the feeder. He said, I've got no squirrels. I'm feeding safflower just on the break. Look, he's all embarrassed.
all
For sure. No. I would have thought like outdoor sports or something, but bird watching is number 2. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like people like with binoculars and stuff, but it's like,
Right, just
I mean, when
random-
I look at the birds that are feeding on my feeder, and I
Right.
think it's like, oh, that one's cool. That one's good. Like, it's like, my favorite is black-capped chickadee.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, we used to go and like when I lived up north, we used to hit Central Park all the time.
Yeah?
Just walk through the
Watch
park.
the pigeons.
Yeah.
Well, I don't consider them birds. They're rats.
So
with-
they have,
with no
there's some other birds, but
feathers.
they have. So New York has a couple types of birds. They have the black pigeon. They have the gray pigeon. Right. No, but yeah, it's definitely a sight to see.
Yeah?
You go through the park, especially it's a beautiful park and it's up. Man, I get it now.
Yeah.
I found that very interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
In our segment Gifts for Gardeners, we're going to talk about the garden capital of America and doing some things about the Philadelphia area,
Yeah.
New York, New Jersey, how there's so many concentrated arboretums
Right.
and gardens that are right around here. But like I said, that's another segment. So if you have a feeder and that you've got to make sure that it's accessible and that you can keep it somewhat dry. I've had a problem with my feeder until I put a squirrel baffle over top of it, that it would get wet and the dust from the actual seed. Because again, I use whole seed where it's hulled, and it's the sunflower hearts are what I use with a little bit of safflower, and that where if it gets really wet, it begins to decay and break down. So if you're using, regular hearts of seed, that can't withstand the water or rain or snow, unlike, say, a black oil sunflower is. But let me just say, black oil sunflower, they're going to run through that black oil sunflower because so much is taken up by the shell and also the airspace between the meat and the shell. So you're going to be refilling it more often. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get real wet. When we get snow, like platform feeders, you got to keep that snow off the platform feeders. So try to figure out. I mean, I know that we carry a cover for it. You can figure something out. That it's pretty easy. Or just again, you can just scatter some seed on the ground. I don't particularly like that, but there are some species that, like sparrows and juncos, and we were talking about mourning doves, that they will eat off the ground. Like they can't fly up and perch on a feeder to eat. So they're usually like the cleanup crew. I think of it as cleanup crew around underneath my feeder. I got a suggestion. After you're done with your Christmas tree, put it down by your feeder so your birds can kind of sneak up to your feeder. Like cardinals, for instance, you never see a cardinal swoop in and land on the feeder.
No, you don't.
It always goes on the ground and goes from could be like a shrub or something else, and then up to your feeder. So if you take your old Christmas tree and let the needles fall off of it, just leave it where it is, that Christmas tree will act as a little bit of a windbreak for your birds, and that they'll go from there, and you'll be surprised. It makes a big difference. But we're going to talk about something that nobody can understand. Like, what the heck is suet? Suet, Julio. Do you know what suet is?
It's fat. It's from
Pretty much.
Yep.
All right. Drop the mic. It's beef suet, generally. But there are so many different, like, we'll call them flavors, lack of a better one. There's orange. There's the hot pepper one, so squirrels don't eat it. But suet, the most important thing is the fact that they go and it gives birds the higher fat content they need. It's extremely important because the birds, I mean, it's so cold. Oh, it's so cold sometimes. Like you look outside and it's like, I know that, like, you've seen the movie The Birds, like, Alfred Hitchcock. No?
No?
No.
No.
Aaron, Sam,
You
The
said
Birds.
Nope. No.
Alfred
No.
Hitchcock.
All right.
That's a good one.
Come on.
I saw Vertigo. Or Rear Window.
It's
I
old.
saw.
Rear Window,
It's
yeah,
old,
that-
but
I did see
Rear
that.
Window?
Black and
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, I like that.
Any Hitchcock movie, I'm probably too old to too young to relate to it, right?
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Birds are scary.
Not at all.
The birds, is it scary?
No, the birds is good.
Okay.
But the Rear Window,
Yeah,
I got a thing for blondes, just saying. She is beautiful.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why.
Oh, my God.
Didn't she? I forget her name. We should give her credit.
Yeah, I know. Well, she became the princess of Monaco. She married the Prince of Monaco. And
Grace Kelly.
Yeah, Grace Kelly.
it is.
She's from Philadelphia.
Golly.
Did you know that?
Did not.
She is amazing. I mean,
All right, Len.
all right, all right, all right.
Yeah,
Hey.
right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's got it going on.
God rest her soul.
But Alfred
Absolutely.
Hitchcock movie, right? It's a great movie. But my favorite movie of all time is North by Northwest.
That's with the biplane, right? I've never seen that movie either.
Yeah,
He gets run down by the plane.
I made my kids go to it when it was in the movie theater. I said, "Come on, we're all going. We're all going." The whole family went.
I wonder if that's how they came up with that festival, South by Southwest.
No,
The name
No, I
of
think
it.
it's just a direction.
yeah,
Right?
that's what that is. That's for a bunch of hippies, latent hippies or new hippies.
I don't know.
Anyway, I always find it interesting that all the this is a different show that's across the aisle, but all of the people running like California or all the hippies that were in the, like now it's taken on that groove again.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like psychedelic, man.
Everybody go back out and
Let's use the street as a toilet. All right, that's another show.
Pause.
All right, conservative views. What's the name of that show, Sam?
Conservative voice.
Yeah.
Conservative voice here on WWDB. So we'll leave that there. Anyway, we're back to the birds. What I was getting at is in the movie, the birds that are all quiet and that they're just making bird noises and sitting on the wires ready to pounce on the school kids as they get out. They're trying to get the kids back to a safe area because they broke into the thing. And when I leave my feeder empty in the winter and it's cold, I feel like that's what's happening. They're looking at me saying, yeah, you're warm inside behind that glass looking at the feeder empty. Why don't you get your butt out of here and fill it? So try to keep your feeder full. It is a chore, but the thing is that your birds appreciate it. And the colder it is, the more active they're going to be. And suet is one of those things that really helps them metabolize and keep them warmer. I mean, there's some days it's like 10 degrees outside, and I'm looking at the birds flying around. I was like, wow, how are you still up in the air? I would figure that they would be bird sickles, but it's all about being able to eat, and they have to find food all day long. Most important thing for birds, believe it or not, is water. a bird bath heater will help the birds and be able to drink, but they can't. You want to put some stones in your bird bath, so they have to pick and choose where to get the water from, because you don't want them to land and get totally immersed in that water, especially when the temperatures are extremely cold. So again, it's all about making sure that the birds have food, and this is a time to bring out your suet feeders. And because there are certain types, like you'll get different birds that with a suet feeder, for instance, you want a tail prop feeder, because what you'll get with a tail prop feeder is woodpeckers. You'll get full-sized woodpeckers, and that they'll be, they're amazing to see. I get downy woodpeckers all the time, but a full-size woodpecker has to have a spot for its tail feathers to prop itself up. So if you just have a cage feeder, it'll try. But again, you'll get a lot more woodpeckers if you're using a tail prop. Absolutely use it. There's also other types of suet feeders. There's suet balls that look like a wreath. They're good, kind of unique. But the most important one I would do is do a double cage feeder as a minimum. That way you're putting 2 suet feeders. You don't have to go out there when it's 10 degrees to fill it. And again, it's all about the fat that it provides them to eat. Keeps them going, and it's the biggest energy boost, more than seed, so it does even more. So again, just saying, get a suet feeder out there along with your regular seed feeder, because it will also attract different types of birds. Awesome. Anything to add, Julio Zamora?
No, I enjoy my suet feeders.
Yeah,
I love the woodpeckers.
Yeah, woodpecker.
I like the clean guys.
Yeah, they're amazing. And again, my favorite is black-capped chickadee.
Oh yeah,
that's the polite bird. and if you watch your black-capped chickadee, okay, it's the one obviously with the little black hat. It looks like little small bird, right. and it will fly up to your feeder, and it'll be like Tiny Tim. It's a Tiny Tim. Can I have one? and it takes one seed and flies away, eats it, then comes back to your feeder, and it's like, may I have another? And takes one and flies away and eats it, and then it flies one at a time. It's like, amazing. So it's like it's the polite bird. Anyway, as opposed to folks. Like sparrows, where 20 of them go and eat your whole feeder. One thing Aaron said in break, he was talking about how safflower, he has not seen a squirrel around the place because he's using safflower. Squirrels have saliva glands, so it's where that heat gets to them when you're using a hot branded seed that has capsaicin pepper in it. And it also, they think that the safflower seed is bitter. So, and cardinals love safflower, by the way. Just saying. All right. If you've got any bird questions, let us know. We'll get you on the air. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix with EcoPeat is the perfect ready-to-use potting mix for all your succulents. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix is a blend of sphagnum peat moss, perlite, and EcoPeat. EcoPeat is a natural wood fiber from peat bogs. When added to Fertilome peat moss, it produces a superior professional substrate with an exceptional ratio of air porosity and water holding capacity. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix will ensure maximum drainage with ideal water retention. It's simply the best succulent mix on the market. Ask for Fertilome by name at your local garden center. Available at Daniel's Garden Center, Sumneytown Pike, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Gasper's Home and Garden, 316 Tanyard Road, Richboro, PA. Your next houseplant is waiting for you in Bloomer's Home and Garden Center's greenhouse. Bloomers recognizes that houseplant choices are as important to your interior decorating as the fabric on your couch. The right plant, paired with the perfect container, can bring a dynamic change to your home. A houseplant brings life to your world and connects your home's interior to the greater outdoors. Even a small succulent placed on your coffee table has a way of connecting your living room to the Amazon rainforest. How about an air plant in your kitchen? Looking for an indoor flowering plant to add color to your plant palette? Bloomers has a large revolving assortment of flowering beauties. From aglaonemas to ZZ plants, Bloomers Greenhouse is stocked with your next favorite indoor plant. Bloomers carries a large selection of pottery and containers to match your home's decor and make any of your plants more beautiful. Bloomers experts can help you care for your plants and have the fertilizer, insecticides, leaf shine, and specialty soils you need to grow healthy and happy indoor plants. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center's greenhouse and make every room in your home a living room. Visit bloomers.com for more information. That's bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden. This is it, Julio.
That's it right here. Yep.
Yep.
Throughout history, the winter solstice has been marked with celebration and superstition, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what is the winter solstice? I'll tell you. So, and all while I'm explaining this, think about throughout history, the winter solstice has been known by ancient civilizations. This isn't just since we've had communications, this is back when, you'll hear, listen, winter solstice is the astronomical movement when the sun reaches the Tropic of Capricorn and we have the shortest day and the longest night of the year. And regardless of what the weather's doing outside your window, the solstice marks the official start of winter. Now, to me,
what?
Winter always it's it's dark. It's it's all of the things that you hear about winter are wrong. And here's why. Today is December 16th. Sunrise was at 7:15 and sunset is at 4:36. The day length will be 9 hours, 20 minutes, and 56 seconds. On Thursday, December 21st, the winter solstice, our night, again, will be the longest of the year, and it's only 1 minute and 3 seconds longer than today. Every day after the winter solstice, all the way through spring, we continually get more and more sunlight. Don't you feel better? Every day from December 21st, there's more and more sunlight.
That's right.
That's why we played Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah.
It goes all the way up until late June. And everybody says, oh, well, the summer is when the sun is out. And it's like the sun is hotter, yeah. But again, after June, it's less and less sunlight all the way until we get to the winter solstice. So there's actually the increase in sun starts happening after the 21st of December. So how about that?
Oh, wow. I wonder if you have a glow on you after December 21st.
I tell you, again, there are the light deprivation, people that have light deprivation issues where we're getting more and more sun after December. And it's basically the tilt of the earth changes. So that's why things are a little different. And we think about plants that plants come into bloom because of the heat. It's what's your frost-free date? What's your zone? But it's really, they're called into action by the amount of light that they get. We talk about it all the time. Photoperiodic plants that we talk about on the show, Christmas cactus, cyclamen, and of course poinsettias. How many times should I leave my hummingbird feeder up? And again, the hummingbirds are called back across the Gulf of Mexico, not by the heat or temperature or the cold. It's because the sunlight changes and it says, hey, time to go. And this is the part that really amazes me. The ancient cultures, okay, before clocks, before watches, before iPhones, Druid traditions, okay, the winter solstice thought of a time of death and rebirth. So all the days leading up to it are less and less sunlight, okay? And that nature's powers and our own souls are renewed. It marks the moment in time when the old sun dies at dusk on the 21st and when the sun of the new year is born at dawn on the 22nd. Again, framing out the longest night of the year. The birth of the new sun was thought to revive the Earth's aura in mystical ways, giving a lease on life to the spirits and souls of the dead.
Jeez,
that's
deep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
Yeah.
All right, we've heard of this, right?
Yep.
Christmas time.
Yep.
Yule, a Yule log. This is what it's all about. The Feast of Yule was a festival observed and fires were lit to symbolize the heat, light, and life-giving properties of the returning sun. A Yule log was brought in and burned on the hearth in honor of the Scandinavian god, ready? Thor! Ooh. Come on, is he a Marvel character, Sam? You'll know this.
Yeah, I mean, I also know him from like mythology.
All right, I'm sorry
Oh,
I didn't realize you were so intelligent. I just think of the guy with the hammer.
The Hemsworth.
The what?
Man.
Chris Hemsworth, the guy that plays him.
Oh, I see.
Hey, don't take that comment personally.
Missed it. I'm so stuck with the birds and Alfred Hitchcock.
Stanley invented Norse mythology. We all know it.
Yes.
So it was Thor's job, and I don't see this in any of the Marvel things, that it was Thor's job to bring the sun's warmth back to the people. The log was never allowed to burn entirely and was kept as both a token of good luck against misfortune, and it was used as kindling for the next year's log. All right, leave it for the Germans. In Germany and many European countries, the Yule log was burned up until nothing but ash remained. The ashes were then collected and spread into the fields as fertilizer. Potash, everybody. Bloomer sells it. 4-pound bags. I don't think it's from a Yule log. Boy, how much did that cost? So, and that this is where 12th night, 12 days of Christmas, 12th night.
Right, which I just found out starts on Christmas Day. I thought it was the days leading up to Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Epiphany Eve, do you know this? You're a church guy.
The realization that Jesus...
Well, I don't. Is that it? I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
All right, because Julio talks about the Three Kings, where that was Christmas for them.
January
we'll get
6th.
into that in a minute.
Cool.
But so again, this is in Germany. They spread it onto the fields, and it's basically putting potash into the fields and improves their soil. We like that. And again, it has to do with 12th night. Now, other different traditions mark the date of 12th night as either January 5th or 6th. And when is Three Kings Day, Julio?
January 6th. Yeah.
See, there you go. There you go. So depending on whether the counting begins on Christmas Day or the 26th of December, and now this is interesting, a superstition in some English-speaking countries suggests that it's unlucky to leave Christmas decorations hanging after 12th night. So
I've heard that.
And
so much so that my mom, as kids, she wouldn't let us have Christmas decorations up after New Year's Day.
Really?
Like everything comes down on New Year's Day. It's a new year. It's a new day. It's a new season.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe that was just to get you guys to.
Yeah.
But other popular, at Bloomers, the 12th night period is times to get discounted Christmas stuff at half price. At Bloomers Home and Garden Center.
Yeah, come on down.
Again, other popular customs include king cake. Either you guys hear about that? King cake? Anyone?
King cake?
I don't know. Sounds good to me, but I'm hungry. Singing Christmas carols, chalking the door, having one's house blessed, merrymaking. I know what that is.
Chalking the door, though.
What? I don't know. And attending church services. You know what that is. In ancient Rome, the winter solstice festival, referred to as Saturnalia, began on December 17th and lasted for 7 days. Now, we've warned people about those ancient Italians. Right. They knew how to party and still do.
That's it, too.
Hey, forget about them.
It was held to honor Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and harvest, and it was characterized by the suspension of discipline.
Wow.
I like the sound of that.
Right? And the reversal of the usual order. I think that we're in that now.
That's kind of heavy.
Grudges and quarrels were forgiven, wars were postponed, and people engaged in carnival-like festivities. The popularity, and now here's a good that where our team took over. The popularity of Saturnalia continued until the 3rd and 4th century A.D., and as the Roman Empire became under Christian rule, some of the festivals and customs have influenced our current celebrations surrounding Christmas and New Year's. See, I always knew that.
You mean to tell me they postponed wars for this festival? We could take a note for that.
Right.
That's crazy. Well, that's great.
Ukraine, Middle East.
Yeah.
You guys, all right.
For the season.
Stop.
Just pause.
Well, you hear that story where, like, I don't know, wasn't Paul McCartney had a video where they played soccer in the middle of World War I?
Huh.
Because, again, there was a German and the English, and they just basically took a thing, and they played soccer in the middle. I don't know. Maybe that's just a video.
Yeah, maybe.
But here are some weird things about the winter solstice. The Pilgrims arrived on Plymouth Rock December 21st, 1620, and founded a society that would allow them to worship freely. December 21st, 1898, Pierre and Madame Curie discovered radium, ushering in the atomic age. December 21st, 1968, the Apollo 8 spacecraft launched, becoming the first manned moon mission.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff. So this Thursday, give some thought to the longest night of the year. Enjoy it however you want, because the next day, there's going to be more sun.
Celebration time.
We'll be right back in the garden right after this. You know, some of our most frequent questions revolve around organic container gardening for houseplants, annuals, and, of course, vegetables. Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Blend Organic Potting Soil is a lightweight soil mixture made with salmon, blueberry, lobster, and other composts, as well as calcium and chitin-rich lobster shells, sphagnum peat, perlite, and kelp meal. It is a great soil. And Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Organic Potting Soil is rich in organic material, creating lush, disease-resistant plants that require less watering, less feeding. Its rich, dark brown color provides the perfect balance between water retention and drainage needed for healthy plants. Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Blend Organic Potting Soil is available at these local retailers: Barlow's, Seagirt, New Jersey; Espenshades Garden Centers and Greenhouse, Monton, Pennsylvania; Ashcombs Farm and Greenhouse, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Dreaming of a gorgeous garden? Give your azaleas, rhododendron, blueberries, and evergreens a powerful boost with their #1 acid-loving plant food, Espoma Organic Hollytone. Hollytone is a perfect blend of natural, long-lasting ingredients that nourish plants for stronger roots, faster growth, and bountiful blooms. Plus, it's easy to use and safe for people, pets, and planet. Visit espoma.com for a retailer near you and helpful gardening tips. Espoma, a natural in the garden since 1929.
Are you looking to reach an audience of over 12 million residents in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley, and New York City Tri-State? Then consider becoming a broadcast sponsorship partner for Bloomers in the Garden. Every week on Bloomers in the Garden Radio, your products become associated with the authority in everything lawn, landscape, and garden. For more information on the Bloomers in the Garden Partnership Program, feel free to call the hotline 609-685-1880 or check out the radio tab at bloomers.com.
Do you have a green thumb or a gardener that's a friend or family member? Here are some ideas to help you with your Christmas shopping. The most important thing that I got this year, I got a gift from one of our growers, and it is a hori knife. I used my hori knife for all different things. This is the most beautiful hori knife I have ever seen. Came with a sheath, came in a bamboo box that was like, I'm using that for something. That's going to be on my nightstand, something to keep all my stuff in. And that it came from skyhavenharvest.com. That's skyhavenharvest.com, all one word. And that they have some amazing gifts for gardeners. And it's chic. It's nice. It's very nice. I think this costs $45, but for a gift for a gardener, they will absolutely love it. It's kind of scary. When I walked into the studio, I was afraid of they were going to stop me. Julio, you use Felco pruners all the time. Felco is the brand of the pruner you want to get. Metal spades, high-grade tools. Like a high-grade tool is this, for instance, we have some Dutch tools at Bloomers that are just really, really something that, it's something I wouldn't buy for myself because I'm too cheap, but I would love to own. Again, we talked about bird feeding, and again, you do get a bird feeder, but don't just give them the bird feeder. Give them the feed that should go with it. House plant in a new pot. Oh, yeah. There you go. Right. Again, cat grass, there's seed available at your local garden center, and that it'll be for cat grass, and you just get them a pot, put some soil in it, and put the seed on top. The cats will eat that grass. It's amazing. Gift certificate to your favorite garden center, and then make a date of it that you go together. That's the one thing. It's about togetherness. A gift to the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, a membership for the Horticultural Society in their name, a visit to a botanical garden or arboretum, and the flower show, the Philadelphia Flower Show. Make a date of it, March 2nd through the 10th. Our tickets are due in that we sell at Bloomers, but they also are available online. Good thing about our tickets is that they are not timed, where the ones online, you've got to get them on time. Like I've got to go on the weekend, I have to go Sunday, and I have to go between 2 and 4. So again, support your local garden centers that sell them, and they should have a list somewhere. Again, do these things, get out there. And again, it's something to do as a friend, not necessarily just here's some stuff. And you get something good. And the gardeners truly appreciate that. And they'd rather have something that they can use in their hobby. And like we always talk about, they will remember, hey, I remember that. They got me this. Julio got me this. So again, it's a gift that they'll remember throughout the year, not just use it once and then throw it in a drawer and forget about it. All right. Julio, do you have anything to add? We're running low on time.
No, you hit them all there. There's
got them
beautiful
all?
Things, yeah.
All right. Again, we'll have a list that we can post. Aaron, can we post this on anywhere? So we'll have a list for gifts for gardeners
for sure
on both our YouTube channel, and we'll have it on our website and Facebook page. We'll be back in the garden right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. It's time to deck the halls. Roping, garland, fresh-cut Christmas trees, all available at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. The greenhouse is a blaze of red poinsettias and other colors from the new whites and the new pinks that we have. Make sure you get your Christmas cactus. That's right, Christmas cactus, get them now. Soon they're going to be all gone. Make sure you come in. All ornaments are buy 3, get the 4th free. It's a great time for even the specialty ornaments like Christopher Jennifer Radko, Old World, and more. We'll see you in the garden at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center. Make sure you go to bloomers.com to get our address and our store hours. See you in the garden. Julio.
Wow.
Hey, we hope that you guys are all having a great holiday season. There's so much to do yet, but take some time and enjoy the reason for the season. We're going to be back here at the same time next week, and we'll see you in the garden.
See you in the garden.